right, come on in. Let's take a tour of my garden. It's starting to grow now. Yeah, like I said, we had lots of, where we're going to start at? We had horrible hot weather, and then we went to really cool, been a lot of rain. We had 2 severe thunderstorms, blew my tomatoes over twice with the cages, blew over a bunch of my peppers. I had to come out and put stakes on them. They were flat to the ground. Lucky I didn't break them. It was like, oh, it was awful. Real strong winds. But anyhow, blew tree limbs all over our property. Look at this squash. I guess it's too much wetness. Guess I'll just pull that off. That one there doesn't look good either. Maybe we'll dry out a little bit. Well, my lettuce over here, yeah, you can see it's seeding. I've been eating some of it. Now this lettuce here is still good, the Bronze Beauty. Don't look so bronzeful now, but I've been eating that one over there. But I've been pulling this up little by little and giving it to the chickens. I planted some more lettuces over here. That looks like a lot of greens of some sort. But got some more lettuce coming up. My wife and I put this up to help block all that heat sun we had on it. So I think that'll help probably. Kale's looking good. Picking worms off it, feeding my chickens. My purple beans, those red noodle beans, look at that. They're really growing, they're taking off. Looking really good. And then I planted some beans in here. They haven't came up. I don't know if they're gonna come up or not. But there's some more cucumbers I planted over here. And squash over here, and this side is taking over. This 2 squash, and they took over the whole bed almost. Look at all those blooms in there. Just solid blooms. So this is my white scallop squash. That one is. Now this one here's, I don't know, it could be that Rappaccini squash or the sweet northern Georgia squash. Not sure. Cucumbers, look at there. Blooms everywhere. Cucumbers. It's just, I put this across here so it has something to grow instead of going straight down on the ground. The rabbits eat them all up when they get on the ground. Let's see. Oh yeah, looky here. My basil. It's really, there's my lemon basil. It has took off. And then my purple basil, or opal I think it is actually. And then my holy basil. That's where the flowers, I just pulled them up this morning. That way they can get more sun and this basil can grow better. And then my amaranth, we've been picking it, cooking it with the spinach. Of course, I pulled up all the spinach and the carrots. I planted some more cucumbers over here on this side. We've been eating this Swiss chard. And then my beans, I overdid it. I planted them too close together. Last year I planted them over there. I thought it was about like this, but this is just all grow together. What a mess. Then my cucumbers, it's too much. You can see little beans. Won't be long. Now these here are my purple royal burgundy. They're a purple bean. These are all bush beans, but you can see them. They did real good for me last year. Doing well again this year. I'm gonna pick some today to eat with my steak. And then of course the cucumbers. Let's see, I picked one day before yesterday. Here's one. I'm gonna pick that one today for my salad. The small one right there. And I'm gonna have a hard time finding all these cucumbers. They're just all over. Look at all these blooms. And there's cucumbers. There's cucumbers all over in here. God. These are going in my stand. A lot of these are going in my stand. And then these are on my Kanjari melons. I think I saw one the other day on here somewheres. Where's it at? It's just real small. There's a cucumber right there. Cucumber, what are you doing over here? You ain't supposed to be on this side. Where'd that melon go? It was right in here somewheres a few days ago. I don't know. Anyway, it's Kanjari melons. Never grew them before. Okay, oh, my zinnias came back again for the third time in that bucket on its own. Yeah, look at this squash. This is the, yeah, I just showed you a little bit while ago, but this is that, the one I just showed you here, that's that zucchino rapicini. I usually just call it rapicini squash. But anyhow, yeah, they get up to like 3 foot long. You pick them when they're smaller, about 12, 16 inches long. You can eat them as zucchinis, or you let them get big up to about 3 foot, and you can eat them and winterize them and eat them as like butternut squash. But yeah, these vines are something else. And look at the leaves on these things. Huge. And I picked a squash, a zucchini squash, a few days ago. I don't know if we're going to eat it today or not. I think it's my big red, I think. And yeah, eggplant. I pulled some of these leaves off this squash so they won't cover up. Here's my Casper eggplant down in there. It's got a bloom on it. And here's that, my purple one that we ate last year, did real well. You can see we got some we'll pick in a few days. And my Jimmy De Niro Italian peppers, full bunch of them. And then here is my shishitos. Won't be long. I really like these shishito peppers. We saute them on the stovetop, the skillet, and they put out lots of peppers until wintertime kills them. Bell pepper. And then the California gold. Look at here. This thing's just so full of tomatoes. Just solid. Full of blooms. And then there's a giant Marconi. It's got some peppers on it. And my sweet banana, I picked several just a little while ago. I'm going to eat them in my salad today. This plant is loaded with them. Yeah, I'm just really impressed with this plant. Oh yeah, and the other plant here mixed in is that sweet Georgia, Northern Georgia roaster. It gets like 10, 15 pounds of winter squash. So yeah, we ought to have a lot of squash to eat and put out there in our donation station. More squash over here. My okra. A lot of my okra got covered up. Now this one's doing pretty good, and this one's doing, oh, yeah, little okra. All right. This okra's doing pretty good over here, but they don't get all the sun they need being covered up. I got stuff planted way too thick. I'm learning. You know, I never did these raised beds before, except for last year, those over there. So, still in the process of learning. These two okras look really good. That one back there is covered up, so it's not doing as good. And then I got several here covered up really bad. They're just surviving. This one's doing good. That one's okay. Zucchini squash here. There's some little zucchinis in there. And then, of course, here's my competition squash with my daughter. I mean squash. Tomato. This is my Big Zack. And let's see. There's one right there. There's one right here. That looks like that might be a money winner right there. I don't know. Wait and see. But yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, my tomatoes over here, my pink brandywines. They're getting big. I planted these because of my brother. He says the brandywines, the pink especially, is some of the best you'll ever eat. Let me see. I got some tomatoes there. They're just loaded. Look at all those back there in the back. A bunch of them everywhere. It's looking good. Oh yeah, look down in there. There's more in here on this plant. Yeah, I think I got them too close together. Oh well. Now you stay over there on the trellis, hard head. Yeah, garden's looking good. We've been eating off of it some. Won't be long, we'll have a bunch of tomatoes and a bunch of squash. And most of my squash didn't come up. You know, remember I told you I had them on a stand in the back, and I knocked them over at the water hose and broke a bunch. A few of the seeds wasn't up. So I planted 4 seeds of everything. The acorn, the banana nut, zucchini, rappaccini, Georgia, white scallop. And I got, I think, 1 white scallop. The majority of the rappaccini and the Georgia came up, but I think I got 1 white scallop. I think this is going to be an acorn over here. I'm not exactly sure. I have never grown acorn before, but I think this might be an acorn. So I think I got 1 acorn and 1 white scallop and no banana nut, which I'll plant that for fall harvest, I think. I did last year and got it just before winter, got them off. So yeah, there's our garden tour. Everything looks so lush. We got too much rain. I need the rain to back off for a while. Look at our green stalking potatoes. They're still growing, doing all right. Lettuce, I'm eating off of it. I'm eating more off of this now than I am out of the garden out back there. I still eat some of that lettuce, but this here was planted later, so it's more fresher. The other ones are starting to seed and get a little tough. And here's my 2 competition tomatoes with my daughter. They're not growing very fast. They're growing super slow. And they look good, they look fine, but they just, I don't know. Of course, the other tomatoes over here are looking better. They're still not growing as fast as my tomatoes normally do, but I think the ground's getting depleted over here. I've been planting over here for, this is my 4th year, I guess. 5 years, 4 years, however many years. But I see these have got tomatoes. Oh, wait a minute. That one down there is ripe. I didn't know it. I have to pick that and eat it today in my salad. But yeah, the plants are just not getting very big. Now the ones out there in my raised bed are getting really big, huge, look nice. My best looking plant is this champagne bubbles right here. It's the biggest and nicest looking. Yeah, I don't think next year I'll use this anymore. Probably not. Try to get everything out there in my garden out back. And here's the zinnias I planted for my wife. I believe they're going to be red, white, and blue. Got one's going to bloom right here pretty soon. Look like a red one. Here's my potatoes in the grow bags. They're, I don't know, you see the leaves on some of these are starting to burn. Now we had 104-degree weather, had hundreds for like 3 or 4 days. It was awful. Of course, then 90s. Then we went down in the low 70s for several days. And then right now we're in the low 80s, like 80, 81. Lots of rain now. But I don't know, these ought to be getting closer to, you know, dying back. Not sure. I'm not a professional at these potatoes, although I did pretty good last year in the buckets. Show you the self-serve stand, vegetable stand we bought off of Home Depot online. It was $200 and I think $10, but my wife had coupons or something, and so we got it for like $130 is all we paid for it. Made out of cedar. Was real easy put together. Then we bought these signs, and then we bought this here off of Amazon, money box. People can give donations if they can afford it or want to, and that might, you know, that help us pay for seeds next year. If they don't want to, they just take the vegetables. But anyhow, yeah, looks really nice. I think it's going to work real well. It's going to dress up our front yard when we put it out there. Look at the chickens we got left real quick. My speckled Sussex, my Rhode Island Reds, Blue Lace Red Wyandotte, Golden Comet, one Plymouth Rock, one Isa Brown, and one Buff Orpington, and 10 eggs. And they're laying more. Anyhow, got 9 left out of 20. Selling them all. They've sure been good egg producers. What's wrong with you girls, huh? All right, see y'all later.